You're with Clement Manyathela.
702.
All right, so we started something a couple of weeks ago. It's something we do every year. In fact, I want us to do it more often, and I hope before the end of the year we can bring these mayors back on the show. So what we do is, we've done this last year as well. We bring in mayors of different metros in and around Gauteng to come and engage with you as a citizen of their metro. So today we're talking to the mayor of Emfuleni local municipality, Sipho Radebe. This is part of just the check-in that we're doing with several mayors. Remember, we had the mayor of Ekurhuleni, then we brought in the mayor of Tshwane. Last week we had the mayor of Johannesburg in studio. Today we've got the mayor of Emfuleni. And for me, this is just an opportunity for you to raise with your mayors issues and concerns that you have in your metros. They can also update you on the service delivery programs that they're working on. And you know about Emfuleni local municipality. It's infamous for service delivery failures, from the ongoing sewer spillages, the collapsed waste management systems, financial mismanagement, collapsing infrastructure, failed service delivery, you name it. In fact, the finance minister, Enoch Kotongwana, blamed Emfuleni and named it among the 39 municipalities at risk of losing national funding due to persistent non-payment of statutory obligations and adopting unfunded budgets. So we've got the mayor of Ekurhuleni joining us on the mayor of Emfuleni joining us on the line. But remember, you can call us as well if you've got questions about what's happening in and around Emfuleni, concerns you have, an update you want. 011-883-0702 is the number to dial. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. So help me welcome Sipho Radebe, who's the executive mayor of Emfuleni local municipality. Mr. Radebe, thank you so much for making time for us. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. Greetings to you. Greetings to the listeners of 702. And I'm also told that there are also viewers on different platforms. Greetings to everyone.
Yes, we've got viewers on YouTube as well. People are watching us on the 702 YouTube page. And if you've got your comments there, please feel free to put them up on YouTube. If you've got questions or comments, I'll get the mayor to respond to them. Mayor, I want to start off with the issue around access to your offices. Have you now been able to access your offices? Because I think last week there were issues around the municipality being locked out of its offices because you're owing the landlord about 2.6 million rand in unpaid rent. What's the situation right now, and what impact has this lockout of your municipal headquarters had on operations and the public access to the essential services?
Thank you, Clement. Clement, I think it is important to start from where to say that as a municipality, we have an array of offices. There are main building offices and other offices of various departments around the town, in Vanderbijl, in Vereeniging, in Sebokeng, and in Everton. So the offices that you were referring to are some of the offices that we are leasing as a municipality, which is only in around Vanderbijl. So most of our offices were running, except one office that was locked last week. But as I speak to you now, the office has been opened and the work and the business is continuing as normal as it is supposed to happen.
Why was that office locked out and you didn't have access to it? That specific one, what happened?
Yes, no. The account of the municipality was attached last week, I think the past 3 or 4 weeks, by Rainwater, and we couldn't get access to the account, so we couldn't transact. And as a result of that, we were unable to pay the landlord. And because of that, then they decided to say that we are owing them as a municipality, and then they closed that. But immediately, the processes that were happening, we were still on engagement with Rainwater. Hence, the offices were closed for about 2 days. And immediately thereafter, they were opened. So the business is continuing. The work is happening. It was a question that we couldn't have access to the account, not on the narrative that is said that the municipality does not have money to pay them. It is just that we were not unable to get access to our account. That was the reason.
So the finance minister, Kotongan, identified your municipality as one of those that have persistently failed to pay water boards and other parties, whether it's pension funds, medical aid, SARS, the Auditor General, and you continue to adopt unfunded budgets. How did the municipality reach this point, and what steps are being taken to resolve this financial collapse?
Yeah. No, thank you very much, Clement. I think maybe one of the things that we must also then be in a position to mention is that in terms of MFMA, the municipalities, yes, they do need to adopt a funded budget. But in an instant that they fail, there's a process plan, which is also attributed in the legislation, that if you haven't adopted it, you consider the process plan. And one of the reasons that the municipality was or has been unable to adopt the funded budget, it is because of the two most creditors that the municipality is facing. One, it is ESCOM, and the other one, it is rainwater. I think you might be knowing that the municipality for now, over some time, has been owing rainwater around 1.7 billion and ESCOM around 3.5 billion. So because of that, we are unable to be in a position to adopt the funded budget. And the reason being that the municipality where we are, Clement, it's sitting at 56% of unemployment. And remember that this has been the areas that have been challenged by poverty. And so because of that, we are also unable to collect from the revenue, from the tax, and we are unable to collect from the people to say that they need to pay for their services because of the challenges that we are seeing. So we believe strongly, as part of the way forward, we are now in a process of dealing with these two aspects. One, rainwater, that the municipality is entering into a special purpose vehicle, which is an agreement that the municipality and rainwater, they will form a utility company whereby they will be in a position to deal with water and sanitation issues. Secondly, with the ESCOM one, the municipality has entered into a distribution agency agreement with ESCOM, which came as a result of the High Court decision or ruling. So because of these two, yes, we can say that once we are in a position to tackle them, we are hopeful that by next year, this municipality definitely will be in a position to adopt a funded budget, because those were the two main elephants that has been problematic into the municipality.
But does legislation allow for you to adopt an unfunded budget?
With an understanding, Clement, with an understanding that if yes, you did adopt such a budget, but you needed to have a process plan in order to mitigate against these issues. So when the municipality adopted that budget, it also adopted with the process plan towards resolving this as we move forward.
Okay, so we're not going to be in a situation where you're going to be adopting more unfunded budgets because you've come up with a process to resolve that.
It is a desire of my heart, Clement. And also I spoke with MM for quite a long time to say, MM, what is your thinking about this? Definitely, for sure, right now, the municipality is working with COGTA, the municipality is working with SALGA. And then one of the things that we are looking at, it is OPCA, whereby we say it's Operation Clean Audit, that we have also started the processes of dealing with that. And when you look at the audits that are coming from the Auditor General, definitely can tell you that even though the municipality is stagnant in terms of these audit findings, but definitely there is a lot of improvement that, in some of the findings, we have managed to resolve them. And I can tell you that this year, Clement, our municipality was one of the municipalities that received an award on around the UIFW, which is a strong improvement to say that the municipality is correcting some of the things, though it might not happen overnight, but definitely this is one way that we are working towards.
So a lot of people who live in and around Emfuleni want you to also work towards fixing service delivery. I mean, Action SA and the DA have even called for urgent national intervention. They're citing sewer spills, their water losses, uncollected refuse. How do you respond to these growing calls for the municipality to be placed under administration? Because, I mean, on the YouTube page now, I see people are like, hi, Clement, Emfuleni has just been closed because we are not surviving at all. So people are complaining and, have been complaining about the issue of service delivery for a while now.
It is true, Clement. And really, as a municipality, we are also challenged by these issues, and they are also troubling us. We are not happy. We cannot take delight on the matter of not providing services. But however, Clement, there is something that I just want to take you, and I think some of the listeners might have an appreciation of that the municipality around 2018 was placed under administration. And, in that 3 years, it has seen that the municipality was unable on the number of factors that, in fact, it declined even on services. And hence that when this administration that I'm leading came in 2021, it was in 2022 when Cocter then decided to give the municipality a chance because it is now under administration. Whereby one of the things that was said was that the reason that we were unable, or maybe certain things were not happening, it was because of the lack of political oversight and the political coordination. But there was an improvement. There is an improvement in this regard right now. Hence, we are now out of the administration. When we look at the matter of sewer, that is some of our residents are speaking to. When this administration came in 2021, in 2022, I think around February, we went to our Sebokeng wastewater treatment plant, where when we arrived, we found that there was only one module that was working. And, for a long time, it has not been serviced, these others. But as I speak to you, there are about 3 modules that are working. And that says that the flow of sewer that is entering a treatment plant has reduced, has in fact significantly increased. And because it has increased, therefore it is saying that some of the sewers that are still happening around, it could be some of the collapsed pipes, and which, under Section 63 administration, the municipality, we did manage to deal with some of those, including the pump stations that were not working, which were spilling water into our river. Mm-hmm. As I speak to you right now, I can tell you that there is no longer sewer that is spilling into the river. And that shows that most of the sewer that is running, it is now been in a position to get into the system where it is, except in the certain areas where we are still challenged. But yes, as I spoke about the SPV, that's where we are saying that this is our last hope in order to restore service delivery to the people of Emfuleni.
But as things
on the matters of waste,
as things stands now, Mayor, I think, out of 10, how do you rate the improvement in service delivery? Because what you're saying about the improvements is different to the messages that I'm getting about people that are still complaining about whether it's sewer, whether it's waste. Just generally, service delivery is at its lowest. That's the impression I'm getting. So are you saying that there's been an improvement? We're now sitting at what? Are we sitting at 5 out of 10? Are we sitting at 8 out of 10? How do you rate the improvement now in service delivery?
Yes. No, if I were to, in each category, like on waste, as I said that when we came in, it was only one module that was working. And right now we have about 3 modules that are working, and we have about, in 44 pump stations, about 36 of them are working properly. And then that can tell you that in terms of sewer, I can say that because we started at very low at 1, and I don't want to exaggerate this, I can say that we are now sitting at 4 in terms of the water and sanitation. And then in terms of waste collection, that's where our challenge is. And therefore, I will also want to be honest on that without taking other things, and to say that we can give ourselves one, even though that during the month of May, we worked very hard to clean most of the illegal dumps. And then unfortunately, because we still have a challenge of the trucks, and then we had an auction in the municipality. During that auction, the municipality recovered around 68 million, which that money will be ring-fenced into obtaining a new fleet that will be assisting the municipality. So we will see things gradually improving. But yes, we are sitting at one. In terms of roads where we are, I can give the municipality 2 to 3% of that, which is a sign of showing that there are certain things. And we do acknowledge these challenges. We don't undermine them. We don't want to undermine our people, but we are saying that there is a room towards improvement over these issues that we do have at hand.
So in a nutshell, yes, there is improvement, but there's still a general failure. I mean, if on roads you've got 2 out of 10, on water and sanitation you've got 4 out of 10, waste you've got 1 out of 10, that's a general failure at the end of the day.
You know, Clement, for you to improve first, you need to start from the beginning. And the beginning is where we are saying that we do acknowledge these failures and we don't want to hide them. We don't want to lie to our people. We don't want to lie to our masses and the media. But ours it is to accept, to say that this has been happening for over some time. And therefore, the municipality now, we are getting it on track. We are getting it and saying that we do want to improve this. But for us to say that and to be in a position to say that, it is to say, yes, this is where we are starting. And as we continue, I appreciated what you were saying, that you desire that even at any given time, you needed to have the mayors to come and speak.
Yeah.
And next time when we speak, I will be telling you a different story to say from those numbers that I gave.
But then I spoke to you, Mayor. I spoke to you 3 years ago. And there was still a general failure. We are still stuck there. I see what you say about improvements that you're seeing, but I mean, if you're getting less than 5 out of 10, there's still a general failure. So for people who are on the ground, who listened to you 3 years ago when I spoke to you, and you had just come in, like it wasn't too long since you had been brought into here to try and fix what's happening in Emfuleni. 3 years later, the people are still complaining about the same things they complained about when I spoke to you.
It is true, Clement, but we must also then be in a position to be considerate, because some of us and most of us, you'll find that where we are looking, we are not looking at one aspect. You know, when running the municipality, you'll be looking at about 5 to 10 services that we need to improve. And, you know, each and everyone will have his own that he's looking or she's looking at. And then some, even though we do make some improvement, will not even come and say that, yes, on this one, I saw that there's an improvement on that. But generally, you know, the people will always say that, no, things are not happening. And we don't even want to blame them, because by so saying, they are exerting pressure to say, you can do better. And we do appreciate when our people says that, you can do better, my executive mayor and your team. But where we are, it is bad. And as I'm saying, we do acknowledge and we do accept that the situation was dire. But as I'm saying confidently that the situation around here, it is improving. And some of the things, some of our people who are on Facebook, you know, Emfuleni is very big on Facebook. They will see the comments that, you know, every time we do something, we post and they respond to that. But we know that because the situation was bad, it will take us some time to get it right. Okay. But yes, we are getting there.
All right. Thank you for that response. Sipho Radebe is the executive mayor of Emfuleni local municipality. I want to hear from you now as someone who lives in and around of Emfuleni. He says there are some improvements. Is that what you're seeing on the ground? It's 10:33.
You're with Clement Manyathela.
702. Let's walk the talk.
It's 22 minutes before 11 o'clock. So on the Clement Manyathela Show this hour, we've been having a conversation with Sipho Radebe, who's the executive mayor of Emfuleni local municipality. And this is an opportunity really for you to come and engage with your mayor, right? And as I said, I want to do this more often. We've already had the mayor of Ekurhuleni, the mayor of Tshwane. They came to studio. We had the mayor of Johannesburg last week. Today we've got the mayor of Emfuleni. We'll bring in the Midvaal mayor at some point. But before the rest of the year ends, I want to bring them back because I think we need to start getting into the culture of accountability like that. Right? Mayors need to be accountable to you, and we need to use our platforms to bring them closer to you. That's really the purpose of this conversation. So we've heard what Sipho Radebe, the mayor, has said about the improvements that he says are taking place in Emfuleni. Is that your experience? And what concerns do you have? What questions do you have? 011-883-0702. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702. Mokhetla, let's start with you. You're calling us from the Vaal. Good morning.
Morning, and how are you?
I'm all right. Go ahead.
And with the mayor, morning, Mayor, Mr. Sipho.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, actually, I've listened to the mayor. Number one, there's also an unverified that the offices of all the traffic and license departments have been transferred to non-payment. I said it's unverified. You got it from the social media this morning. Number two, we have been to offices of the mayor requesting meetings as residents from when he started in the office. He has never acknowledged that for him to meet with the communities, structures and so. He chooses who he meets with. Secondly, earlier around May, we sent the dispute into his office. It has been acknowledged. Into MM's office, it has been acknowledged, and the Speaker's office. To date, they've never responded. They've never called us to come and sit around the table. Now, as he acknowledges the challenges, as they say, because they deny that it's a crisis, what interventions as a municipality are they doing since he took over the office?
He mentioned some of them, Mokhetla. Let's try to be specific.
What he says, the DAA, all those are interventions from provincial, ESCOM, and whatever. As a municipality, what are they doing?
All right.
He acknowledged that there are things that they are done.
So they are more provincial. Oh, I get you.
Yeah, they are more provincial.
Okay, I got you, Mokhetla. I'll get the mayor to respond to that in a moment. Let's go to Mariah, who is calling us from Rivonia. Mariah, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Clement. Nice to chat to you. Clement, my main issue is just a bit of background. I was raised in Thunderbale Park in Emfuleni. My mum lived there until the end of this year, where she's now moved in with me. The issue I have, I've been paying up until now the rates and taxes.
Yeah.
And what really concerns me is that the mayor acknowledges that they are not delivering certain services, and in this case, I refer specifically to refuse removal. When I visited my mom, when she was living there, I used to visit her every Sunday. I used to bring her rubbish back here to dispose of, meaning in Joburg.
Wow.
To dispose of. And yet, they still charge. I still have to pay for that delivery when they acknowledge they're not doing that. That's robbery. That is completely unacceptable. Until they get their house in order with everything, they shouldn't be charging residents.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Maria,
Yeah,
I think you make a fair point. I mean, the mayor, to his admission, he says waste collection, he gives the municipality 1 out of 10. So if there's general failure, why must you continue to then start paying, Maria, for services you're not receiving?
Where's that money going?
Yeah, let's get the mayor to respond to that. Mr. Radebe, so Mariah is complaining about paying rates and taxes, and yet, for instance, refuse removal. She used to take her mom's refuse from Thunderbale Park and bring it to Rivonia. I mean, you're paying for services you're not receiving. Is that fair? And Mokhetla is asking about your own interventions as the Emfuleni municipality. He says what you've mentioned are more provincial interventions. So what are you doing as the Emfuleni municipality?
Thank you very much, Clement. Clement, let me just hasten to verify or rectify this. The intervention with ESCOM, as I indicated, that it is an intervention that came through the processes of court, because the municipality and ESCOM were taking each other to court. And that's where that we were saying that at some point there were certain things that were happening in terms of how the ESCOM was treating the municipality. And that, as a result, it came as a court ruling to say this is what the ESCOM must do to the municipality so that they find amicable and improve the services. And the intervention with rainwater, it is an intervention that was initiated by the municipality. But when rainwater came in at first, it was through this intervention, the Section 63 intervention by the Department of Water and Sanitation at a national level. But upon finding that, we really needed to sustain this, then the municipality then said to rainwater, if both of us can find amicable way of dealing with this, because if the municipality is not making business out of the water business, therefore it is not making sense. And even rainwater itself is going to lose. Hence, we saw both of us to say, let us enter into this perspective. Let us agree to work together in order to resolve this. But on other things that, as I said, that we did an auction this year, and we said that part of the money that we took, that we raised from that auction, it's a money that will be ring-fenced back to fleet, meaning that with the money that we have accumulated, we'll be in a position to buy extra vehicles, we'll be in a position to provide certain services that we see of great need into the municipality. So these are some of the things that we want to do. One of the findings of the Auditor General was that the municipality has been undercharging on the issue of waste removal. Hence, as a municipality, we couldn't get it right, because the money that the residents were paying into the municipality, it was a little bit low. Hence, that there was a need that the Auditor General said that we needed to adjust the rate of e-waste removal. And with that, as we are saying that once we improve the state of taking water and of taking e-waste in our townships, in our towns, it will then improve. One of the things, as I was speaking with the manager of e-waste, was saying to me that, Majoro, maybe we needed to start having the meetings whereby we'll engage the communities about that. But I said, well, let's start from within.
Okay.
Let's improve on that so that we don't have a meeting that we need to go and explain, but we must start doing it right now.
Yeah, but Mayor, until
that,
you get your house in order,
until
you get your house in order, though, is it fair for me to continue paying for services I don't receive? That's what Mariah is complaining about. So I get what you're saying. You're trying your best to try and get things right. But in the meantime, in this tough economy, there are people paying so that waste can be removed from their homes. That is not happening. So what am I paying for?
Clement, the matter of e-waste, to say it's not happening, it might be an exaggeration, but I can tell you that 5 of our trucks that were with service providers, they were collected back into the municipality. And right now, I can tell you that these trucks, on daily basis, they are roaming around the streets of our townships, the streets of our towns. But what we needed to do, it is to improve the services. That as we have 5 trucks, we needed to bring extra trucks. That I'm saying that.
You said you give yourself 1 out of 10 for waste collection, Mayor. That's what you said before we went to the break.
Yes.
Yes. So how do you then want to suggest
is
that I'm exaggerating when I say that there are people out there who are paying for services they're not receiving in as far as waste collection is concerned? You have given yourself 1 out of 10. So there are people out there
Yes.
who are constantly paying for this and they're not getting the service. Otherwise, if everybody was, you would actually be at 10 out of 10, or at the very least, 9 out of 10.
You are quite correct, Clement, and I'm not disputing that. Hence, I'm saying to you that yes, the beginning of this month, we managed to commission back 5 trucks back into the system of waste collection, and that on itself, it is some measure, it is an improvement, even though it is not at a high alarming rate. But yes, I can tell you that yes, it is happening. We do see the trucks, going around our streets. But we are saying that is not enough, and it is far from being enough. But if we get other trucks and then we bring them back into the system, or we put in new trucks, we can tell that when we speak again, I will be in a position to say that from that one, there is +4 or there is +3, which is an improvement that we also ourselves, we don't want to undermine and exaggerate onto that.
All right. Bongani Tebogo, George, I
also-
see you, because Mayor, just a second. I want to take a quick ad break, then I'll give you a response to finish your point. Bongani Tebogo, George, I'll start with your calls as well after the break.
702.
The Clement Manyathela Show.
Let's walk the talk.
8 minutes before 11 o'clock. George, you calling us from Vereeniging. What's your question for the Mayor? Good morning.
Morning, Clement. How are you?
Sure. Quickly.
Good. My question is that the mayor says about the refuse and the roads. In Three Rivers, we've got a group called Proudly Three Rivers that all of us residents contribute to privately. It's got nothing to do with Emfuleni, that they're fixing all the roads. Then personally, we all have to pay a different guy to come and collect our refuse every week. But every month, we still get billed on the refuse removal, and our water bills are ridiculous. They don't even take the water readings. I mean, that's all just interim readings that we get billed on every month. So my question is, where are these improvements that the mayor is speaking about?
Okay, George in Vereeniging. Thank you. Bongani, you are also in Vereeniging. Go ahead.
Good morning, Clement, to you and the mayor.
Sure.
I think it's similar to what George was raising now, in that I've put my property in Vereeniging on the market, and when the conveyancers were getting the clearance fees from the municipality, it seems to have doubled because of that interim billing. It turns out the last time they did the meter reading on this particular property was in January of 2024. So that is quite unfortunate in terms of how they do things. I mean, imagine back billing from January 2024 to July 2025.
Yeah, so terrible billing system there. Okay, George and Bongani, I'll get the mayor to respond to that. Tebogo, you're in Vanderbijlpark. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement, and the mayor as well.
Sure.
Clement, two things, my brother. I'm one of the business people that are struggling to get a rezoning certificate from the municipality. The system, the red tape is so much that nobody, even in the land use, actually knows what to do. I can make an example. In Bophelong, some of the guys that I know took out the foreign nationals and they are now owning this tech shop. But however, remember, those guys had already modified those houses at the time. Now the municipality is asking people, yes, they need to comply, they need to have rezoning, they need to have certificates of acceptability. But the municipality is not helping, and it's asking a lot of money from those people. I want to ask the mayor what he's going to do with it, because that will cap also, because remember, once those people can be able to run businesses, the municipality will generate revenue. But now the municipality is not helping, and even with these spaza shops funding, that is, people cannot, be able to get access to that because they don't have the right documentation.
Got it. Tebogo in Vanderbijlpark. Thank you. Mayor, George and Bongani are talking about the billing system. What are you doing about that? Tebogo talks about the red tape on spaza shop owners. You can go ahead. You can also start with the point you wanted to make earlier on when I went to break.
All right. No, thank you very much, Clement, once again, and appreciating the questions also asked. And just to save time for both of us, let me just quickly respond to these questions that have been posed. One on the matter of billing, and we do understand that at some points, because we're using conventional meters, and some of them there's no access to those meters, and therefore the legislation in such regards will also then give you or permit you to look at estimations. But what we're finding it difficult for us to continue with, hence we are now coming up with a plan of putting in the prepaid meters, which was a process that has been started by the municipality, that we want to go on prepaid. We know once we are on prepaid, then it will be in a position to deal with both the disputes on billing and on estimates, and which was also one of the findings that the Auditor General realized, and both on electricity and water. Mm-hmm. And on the matter of the spaza shops, the rezoning has its processes. Unfortunately, we cannot discuss them and conclude on them now. But I know that the MMC Mbuyiselo Council has been on the drive on different townships and areas, whereby invite people that have interest in whatever businesses, especially in the townships, so as to apply and assist the process of rezoning. Yes, we do understand that the compliance is a bit difficult. And remember that some of these compliance are the compliances that even the provincial and the national government were imposing on, to say there are certain things that must not happen, no matter whether you are in Sebokeng, you are in Everton or Tembisa or Kronstadt. So we are also forming part of that. But I know that there are processes that they have been undertaken, whereby communities are engaged on this matter of rezoning and zoning. And some it could be around the spaza shops, some it could be on other businesses. But yes, we do note that. Hence, it is important for us to even invite investors that needs to come in to say, we want to speed up the processes of assisting everyone to, and so that it be an easy thing, but a necessary one in the municipality to have your business, because it will contribute immensely and positively towards the economy of the region. So those are some of the things that have been considered and that we are also working on them. Clement.
All right. Yeah, so let me do this, Mayor, if you don't mind. I just have 3 more questions from the listeners that I wanna give them the opportunity to ask, and then we'll let you go. We'll do that just after the latest in Eyewitness News headlines. It's 2 minutes now before 11. So we've asked the Mayor of Emfuleni, Sipho Radebe, to stay with us just to take 3 more questions from our listeners. So let's go straight to the questions, and I'll get the Mayor to respond. And then I'll release him, and then we'll invite him again probably in about 4 months' time or before the year ends, just to account and to give us some updates on where the improvements are.
Good morning, Clement and 702 listeners. Clement asked the Mayor about all the landfill sites, which are now in all corners in Vanderbijl. You go to Vanderbijl next to VUT, there's a small site where people are littering there. In Sharpeville, behind the old graveyard, there are people who are littering there. What is he doing about it? I mean, it's Vanderbijl is filthy, Clement. It's filthy. Thank you. Joseph in Sharpeville.
Morning, Mr. Clement. How are you? I hope you are doing good, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Mr. Clement, can you please kindly ask the Mayor, when are they planning to insource securities? Because now they've been promising forever, and we are suffering as security officers here in Emfuleni because now there's non-payments. They are deducting provident funds. They are not sending it to the scheme. We are suffering from these contractors, and our municipality is not doing anything to intervene. So can they please tell us when are they doing it? Because the surroundings municipality, they did it. So please, can he please explain to us when?
Hi guys, this is Bonolo Madonna, and I live in the voucher angle, nothing is getting better. Nothing is getting better. Even the grass cutting, nothing. You'll find yourself driving along the road and there'll be water leaks going on for close to 3 months unattended. Like, what is going on?
Hi, Clement. This is Tulu from the Val in Johannesburg, Ward 45. Honestly speaking, I just feel like the mayor, he's all talk and no action. The only thing that has been improved for me that I've seen, it's the potholes in when you go to Sbuge and the place is called Skrupisame. That is the only improvement that we have seen. Other than that, honestly speaking, in terms of waste collection, every week they are telling us a story. Now we have to make means to make sure that our wastes are being collected, and we pay extra whilst we still pay the municipality, but we're not getting those services. Our potholes are the most horrible potholes that I've ever seen. And we live in the suburbs, but the way it's so bad, I don't understand why. And at the same time, here in Midval, they have perfect service delivery. Why is it that they have it and we don't? Honestly speaking, I feel like just the mayor is just rambling around.
All right, thank you so much for your questions. Yeah, Mayor, if you can respond to, there was a question about the landfill sites. What are you doing about that? A question about the insourcing of security officers, and of course, also a question about potholes. How is the municipality responding to these?
Thank you, Clement. Some I might not have heard them because maybe I was out of, but I remain logged in. By the time you put me on the line, it was only that I could listen to the last speaker.
No problem.
But I will try on the questions that you raised. One, on the landfill site. We are having one landfill site which is working, which is a Palm Springs one. And the second one where we are waiting for a license from the GTART, it is around the Akane landfill site. And once we get that license, we'll be in a position to have 2 landfill sites that are running. But currently, as we started working on the matter of e-waste collection, we managed to open up a transfer station in Zone 7. Whereby I think some of the people around the community, they saw we've been updating them about it, cleaning it and what. So we are now waiting to officially open it, because we know that once that transfer station works, then it will be in a position to reduce the waste and the illegal dumps that are everywhere. It is around Zone 7 at a place called Tabing. So on that one, yes, we will be working on it. On the matter of potholes, look, Clement, as I said, when we started, we said we acknowledge the challenges that the municipality is having. And I even continue to say that it cannot be done over a period of month or what. When you look at Emfuleni is one of the biggest areas around in here. And when we speak of some of these roads that we are working on, some are in the townships, some are in the towns. So we needed to try to strike a balance in between. And hence we'll find that we cannot be everywhere. We cannot be anywhere, because we are still challenged. And then, as I said, that we are in a process of procuring a fleet. And part of the fleet that will also be procuring, it is the fleet that will also be assisting us about road patching. We want to also buy a road patcher from our side so that we know that it is in a position to assist with this. So some of these, yes, some of them, they might be fixed within this administration with this financial year, but others might still overlap to other financial years. Okay. But there is a commitment to the Emfuleni people that we do want to deal with these matters.
All right. Sipho Radebe. Go ahead.
I was saying that I'm not sure if there is any that I missed, maybe. Or on the issue of insourcing.
Yes.
Yeah,
insourcing.
On the issue of insourcing of security, what we are doing, we started engaging on cost benefit analysis. And hence we started with the vehicles, because this was the first thing that we said, well, we cannot do everything, but let us start with the vehicles. We used to buy a lot of vehicles, and after some time, it becomes difficult for us to sustain them. But we said that looking at the cost-benefit analysis, we said that if we now lease the vehicles or the cars, at least it will give us a good mileage for us to move forward. And hence all other services will also thrive in this one of a security. I know that many a times, whenever we do have meetings, it will always be raised. But it is the matter of priorities right now.
Okay.
We have started prioritizing the leasing of vehicles, and then it will follow even that one.
Okay. Sipho Radebe, the Executive Mayor of Emfuleni Local Municipality, I really appreciate you making time for us. We'll chat to you in a couple of months' time. Thank you for your time.